Today, I want to share how our vision in digital health is influenced by who we are, by our innovation heritage and aspiration, as well as by the massive changes we see all around us in healthcare and in technology. I will then focus on disease interception, which is a very transformational opportunity where we believe medicine is heading. And I first would like to surprise you by saying that our vision in digital health is influenced by a document that was written 70 years ago. It's our credo. It was written by the son of our founder, and it describes our engagement to serve our customers, our patients, our employees, and our shareholders. And this document influences in digital health our long-term and integrated approach for people health and well-being. So our approach to digital health, although also results from who we are. And at J&J, we are one of the largest and most diversified healthcare companies globally. Last year, we invested $11 billion in science and technology innovation, and we have $70 billion in sales. And we are globally present with 127,000 employees. So we are not simply one large company. We are a family of diversified companies. In all of our businesses, in J&J, we have a history of breakthrough innovation starting from the 1880s with the first commercial first aid kit, continuing through the timelines with a number of firsts until last year when we launched our first biologic in multiple myeloma in pharmaceuticals. And over the last years alone, we brought to market important new treatments in several areas: oncology, rheumatoid arthritis, the first tuberculosis treatment in 40 years, and so on. In the last century, life expectancy increased by 35 years, and half of that can be attributed to medical advances and vaccines. So we can be proud of our innovation as an industry, but this must continue, and we believe that digital technology is playing a very important role, an increasingly important role here there. So that noble purpose is also driving us and driving our strategy in digital technologies. Now, looking at what's happening around us, we see challenges, and you know that the global healthcare environment is changing at the fastest pace we have ever seen in our career. Millions of new patients, shift to health and economic outcomes, risk-sharing arrangement between the players. Policymakers are more active as regulators as well as payers. And looking at care, care is expanding outside of the hospital setting, even outside of the physician setting, with telemedicine enabled by mobile technologies. And the pace of consolidation between all the players in healthcare is picking up to gain efficiencies from greater scale. With mobile devices, we have a high-powered computer in our pockets, and all the wearables and sensors that are now connecting to our mobiles are generating massive amount of data. In 2018, there will be 9 billion of connected devices to the Internet of Things. We have cloud technologies, robotics revolutionizing surgeries, 3D printings, making it possible to customize healthcare products to your own individual needs, and importantly, advanced analytical capabilities, creating unprecedented insight into behaviors, into diseases, into healthcare system performance, and so on. So as an industry, for all of us here, we are at the intersection of those two important changes in healthcare as well as in technologies. And at J&J, we think about the high positive changes this could have on people's lives and well-being around the world. This is also influencing our approach. Now, what you may not know about J&J is that we also operate like a large technology and data-driven company. We release 450 apps a year. Our websites have 500K unique visitors. We are a leader in cloud computing, and every day our J&J hybrid cloud processes 2.8 times the amount of data Google processes, so 2.8 times Google. And importantly, we spend annually $2 billion in technology and digital health innovation. Since we started our collaboration in digital health, we have deepened it, and up today, we have launched 40 pilots in digital health across our enterprise. We have also recruited world-class technologists. They are our employees. We have partnered with some of the greatest technology companies worldwide, including NTT, Microsoft, Google, IBM, Xerox, as well as dozens of smaller size, earlier technology companies. So we find we are a partner of choice in this collaboration because of our expertise in healthcare and in consumer, and also because of our technical depth. We have internally people who speak technological languages. With our employees, we attend and organize innovation bootcamps and hackathons focused on healthcare. We partner with innovation institutions and with entrepreneurs for accelerator programs around the world and here in EMEA as well. With our broad base in healthcare and in wellness, we have a broad approach in digital health. And actually, our approach is more than patient-centric. It is really people-centric. Examples, Johnson & Johnson 7 Minutes Workout is the first downloaded health and fitness app in 50 countries, downloaded nearly 2 million times. Baby Center is the first online parenting destination worldwide. And wearables, of course, are part of our opportunity. But I'm sure it's no surprise to you that most people today are giving up on their wearables in less than a year because wearables are still tracking only sleep and motion. But at J&J, we are incorporating wearables in some of our clinical trials, and we are investigating potentially game-changing applications and functionalities in areas such as autism, depression, rheumatoid arthritis, and others. And importantly, we are building deep insights into what actually clinically really matters to improve outcomes and how to help patients improve those outcomes in a sustainable way. This is where we believe medicine is heading. And here is a very inspiring vision from Bill Haidt, our head of R&D at Johnson. What we call patients today are people with an illness. In the future, these will be healthy people progressing towards an illness. And 100 years from now, someone's going to look back on us and say, can you believe they waited until you got a disease and then did something? So disease interception is truly inspirational for us. It's not only about prophylaxis, it's not about managing early stages of diseases, it's much earlier than that. The future we envision is one where the new normal is intervening early in people's life and stopping diseases from progressing in healthy individuals. Our key challenge is how to lead the shift from the usual diagnosis and treat to a new paradigm of prediction and preemption. This is going to be our challenge. And disease interception will use early markers of information, so genetic susceptibility, including environmental exposure and phenotypic alteration, to identify pre-disease syndromes and interception points. However, today, we don't know yet what are the right interception points, which means for an individual person, when, how, what samples to collect. These are things we don't know yet. And it's an area of research and technological development based on the principles of data privacy. These developments require digital technologies, so there will be components of predictive algorithm on individual as well as community data. It requires advanced analytics to intercept diseases before clinical symptoms, and it would also require advanced diagnostic tools and clear intervention strategies. So an example very quickly, in type 1 diabetes, the problem is that the antibody formation is already too close to the onset of disease, and unfortunately most patients are detected at onset of disease. However, we know in disease interception that there is a much earlier window of 6 to 10 years where we will be able to intercept the disease. And at the moment, there are several research institutions collecting data on early phases of people's life to identify those interception points. And afterwards, it will be key to identify the right intervention strategies to maintain insulin production and even avoid the disease. So can you imagine if for a child we are able to postpone diabetes type 1 by 3, 4, 5 years, this would make an incredible high positive impact on the life of this child. And our aspiration is even to go beyond, not only delay diabetes type 1, but also stopping it from progressing in healthy children. So it's really a transformational area, and not only for people health, but also for healthcare costs. So, and this is our conclusion slide. For all of us here today, we know that healthcare globally is at an inflection point. We know that there is an opportunity to reimagine a new healthcare ecosystem empowered by digital technologies and data and insight. And we know also that these are critical questions for a number of policymakers and business leaders around the world. So at J&J, we believe it's a very exciting time to be at the intersection of these changes in healthcare and in technology. And our goal is to be a leading player in defining an ecosystem that will be connected, centered on people, and really improve health and reduce costs. A world without disease, we believe the future medicine will be one where technology combined with science and insight will help enable us to create solutions that would not only delay diseases, but also stop diseases. So as I mentioned earlier, our credo at J&J influenced our heritage of innovation and continues to influence our approach, long-term and integrated approach in digital technologies.